This is one of my top students, Matt. This looks like a really good swing, but Matt sent me this swing during a tournament and he said he wasn't hitting the ball very well. I've marked his setup spine angle in yellow and put a red arrow on the left side of his head. You can see that at the top of his swing, his head has moved slightly to the right and his spine angle is still intact. But here's where the trouble starts. You can see at post-impact his head has actually moved backwards and his spine angle has changed dramatically. The big arrow shows where his right lumbar spine is, and he is at risk for developing back problems. His problems originate during transition. He starts turning his hips before he uses his obliques. His hips are already finished turning before he gets to delivery. He pushes off his right big toe and it drives his knee forward and to the right. This is another one of my students, Graham. He starts pushing with his right big toe from the top, and you can even see his feet come off the ground at impact. Let's take a closer look. The spine angle changes dramatically through impact. This happens because he pushes with his right big toe and it drives his hips forward. I developed a 3-part drill to get him out of this. The hips, spine, and head all angle toward a spot just inside the right foot. At the same time, he uses his obliques to turn the torso. This puts his weight on the right big toe at the top of the swing. He leaves his right elbow where it is and backs up onto his left heel while not changing the angles of his shoulders and hips. Now he will fire his obliques and create a circular path through impact. Swiveling his right heel to the right will help him not push off of his big toe. The obliques will put the elbow on a circular path and lead the hips in a circular path through impact. The obliques are extremely important because they are the only muscles that can actually rotate the spine. The left rotates the torso on the backswing and the right rotates the torso on the forward swing. Here is a YouTube video of Francesco Molinari, who's had a lot of success lately. He shifts his weight to his right big toe on the backswing and back to his left heel on the forward swing. He will turn his left hip toward his right toe, and this will cause his left heel to come off the ground. Jack Nicklaus's first move on the downswing was to put his left heel back on the ground. Molinari does the same thing. You can see that his right foot is just starting to come off the ground well past impact. You can see at the top of his swing that his left hip has come out toward the target line, putting the weight on his right toe. His right hip has not gone behind him. That's a bad thing to do because it gets stuck back there. At the top of his swing, you can see that his hands are just above his right shoulder and his right forearm is parallel to his spine. Let's get back to the drills now. I want to show you the difference in Graham's swing versus when he's doing the drill. You can see on the left that his hips quit turning through impact and he actually is up on his toes. On the right, you can see that the hips keep turning through impact and he stays on the ground with his left heel. On the right, he's swiveling his right foot on the ground so that he can't push off. The bad swing on the left shows him pushing off his right big toe. The push-off on the left shows his right knee very close to his left knee. The one on the right did not push off, and you can see how far behind the left knee the right knee is. His regular swing at impact shows his right foot already off the ground. This has driven his hips forward so that they are on a tilt and made his left hip come backwards. Also, it has put the weight on his left toe instead of his left heel. In the drill on the right, his right foot is flat at impact and the weight is over his left heel instead of on his left toe. His hips are level. Notice that his left hip has not backed up. On the left, you can see that his right big toe is pushing off. On the right, you can see his right heel is flat on the ground and then starts to swivel to the right. You can see that very clearly in this slow motion video. Now let's review the drill. Angle toward the right toe and stop at the top. Angle back over the left heel and then use your obliques to circle through impact. Let's go through it in parts one more time. Start with the left hip over the left heel. angle toward the right toe. And at the top of the backswing, your weight will be on your right big toe. Your spine angle should be intact. Your spine, hips, and head will angle back over your left heel. The spine angle should remain intact. The right foot should remain on the ground, and then the obliques turn in a circular fashion. The right foot will swivel out to the right. This is what it should look like. This is my student Jack. He's doing a great job on this drill. This drill is going to help you from pushing off, and it's going to help you feel circular through impact. On the backswing, Jack's head, spine, and hips are going to move out on an angle toward a spot that's just inside the right foot. At the exact same time, his left oblique is going to fire and turn his torso around his spine. His right elbow is going to go back on an angle until his hand is even with his shoulder. At the top of his swing, his weight will be on his right toe. His right elbow will be behind his back, and his right hand will be even with his right shoulder. Now his hips, spine, and head will all go back on an angle so that they stop over the middle of his left heel. The elbow has stayed back and will remain there until the turning of the obliques starts to move it on a circle. This is a centrifugal and centripetal force that we've talked about in a previous blog. The right foot should swivel and not push. Now Jack can be nice and circular through the ball. These repeating videos will give you a feel for that circular motion that I'm talking about. Remember, think right big toe, middle of left heel, make a circle. This is a good thought to make it simple when you're on the course. I've given you 2 drills, and this is what they're going to help you with. In order for the spine to stay in its posture, it must move diagonally a short amount. The external oblique muscles are the only muscles in the body that can make the spine rotate. Otherwise, the spine will be moving while you're trying to turn, and this can cause back damage. Pushing off with the right big toe is the biggest cause of changing the spine angle, which is also the biggest cause of back problems. So, quit pushing. If you like this video and you want to get free blogs and more videos, go to our website, bestgolfdrills.com, and give us your email address.